The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew.
Glory to you, O God.
Chapter 8, verses 28 to 34. When Jesus reached the country of Gadarenes, on the other side of the lake, two demoniacs came towards him out of the tombs, creatures so fierce that no one could pass the way. They stood there shouting, "What do you want with us, Son of God? Have you come here to torture us before the time?" Now some distance away there was a large herd of pigs feeding, and the devils pleaded with Jesus, "If you cast us out, send us into the herd of pigs." And he said to them, "Go then." And they came out and made for the pigs. And at that time the whole herd charged down the cliff into the lake and perished into the water. The swineherds ran off and made for the town, where they told the whole story, including what had happened to the two demoniacs. At this, the whole town set out to meet Jesus, and as soon as they saw him, they implored him to leave the neighborhood. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
My dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, do you want God to heal you today? If yes, then remember that healing comes from giving up your comforts. I repeat, healing comes when we give up our comforts. The Gospel of today, dear friends, discusses the risk involved in going into unfamiliar places. There is also comfort in sticking to what we know, to where we are at our comfort zones. But today, along with his disciples, Jesus travels to a pagan territory of Gadara. The scene presented before us is of the pigs and tombs, and they both stand for the signs of uncleanliness. Now, it is for sure that no Jew would travel to this place because of the uncleanliness involved in it. Now, why did Jesus, being a Jew, travel to this place when no Jewish community existed here? The Gospel mentioned it is a pagan territory. Why did Jesus travel there? And when we look, the people of Gadara lived very quietly and okay. There was nothing wrong with that as the scene looks. They had the problem of these two persons who were possessed by demons, but they were comfortable with it because they had chained them and they thought that they are under control. The people wanted freedom from these two demon-possessed persons, but not at the expense of their comfort, of their wealth, and their comfort, to be precise. Now, Matthew says that Jesus could not do anything except healing these two demon-possessed persons. And after that, the people of Gadara implored Jesus to leave their place and to go away from their presence. The scene of pigs' abrupt rush into the lake calls to our mind the scene of the Old Testament where God defeated the Egyptians by drowning them into the Red Sea, and thus liberating his chosen people Israel. And the same thing Jesus is doing for these people of Gadara, liberating them from these demons. But they are not appreciated by the Gentiles. They are not appreciating the liberation which Jesus has brought to them. Instead of appreciating, they are asking Jesus to kindly leave our country and go away. Now, it is evident that they do not want liberation, so only they force Jesus to leave. Now, despite being diminished, we still prefer the advantages of security and wealth which bring us comfort and pleasures. And we do not want Jesus to enter those areas. We think that we are under control. We have kept in control the diminished areas into our very own selves. But Jesus wants us to liberate. He is not happy by just keeping them under control. Jesus wants us to be completely free from these diminished areas into our life. And therefore, can we today identify those areas where we still need God's healing? Where we still want God to free us from our diminished acts, thoughts, ideas? Do I still want the Lord to completely relieve me from the demons? And if yes, then I need to surrender myself totally, completely, fully into the loving hands of Jesus, and He will definitely deliver me and save me, as He saved the child of Hagar, Ishmael. And so Lord wants to heal us. The Lord wants to give us the goodness that He possesses to each one of us, provided we are ready to giving up our comforts. And when we give up our comforts which are not in tune with God, we will experience the Lord's goodness, the Lord's peace, the Lord's joy, the Lord's happiness. So, dear friends, as we participate in this Holy Eucharist, let us surrender ourselves to the Lord, especially those areas where we need healing. And the Lord will definitely heal us and restore us to what He had created us in the book of Genesis, into His image and likeness. So, dear friends, let us during this Holy Eucharist surrender ourselves and receive God's total and complete healing.